final Death Knight subclass for us to go over in the mod for Baldur's Gate 3 is the Unholy. So let's jump right in, level by level, combat destroy all the items you could ever need. So of course we start with the Death Knight mod. This gives us Walking Dead, so we gain resistance to necrotic damage. It also gives us Wisdom saving throw proficiency, Strength saving throw proficiency, Simple weapon, martial weapon, light, medium, heavy, and shield proficiencies. Now we gain 2 cantrips, so I would take Sapping Sting, and I would take Caring for Dying. This being incredible, it's a cantrip for helping up downed allies, and the healing is amazing, especially for level 1. Now when it comes to ability points, I would have 16 Strength, 10 Dexterity, 14 Constitution, 8 Intelligence, 16 Wisdom, 10 Charisma. However, if you are using the item list and respecking, because we're using the Gauntlets of Hill Giant Strength, this will set your Strength to 23. So we can actually respec into something like this, and have 8 Strength, 14 Dexterity, 16 Constitution, 10 Intelligence, 16 Wisdom, 10 Charisma. For your proficiencies, take what you feel like. Death Knight level 2 gives you your first level spell slots. Gives you your Death Channel Charge, which you use to do some of your abilities. It gives you Fallen Knight, so if you reach 0 hit points, you regain 1 instead of becoming downed. Very similar to the Half-Orc Race ability. And then a few actions we can do with our Death Channel Charge. Life Drain, so you can create a curse and cast it on a creature. Face of Death, create a skull-shaped projectile throughout the creature. Will of Dead, replenishing your spell slots. Grip of Death, transform souls to heal yourself. And then all our spells we can choose from. So, when it comes to your first set of spells, I would personally take Cause Fear, pretty self-explanatory. Inflict Wounds, really nice melee necromancy level 1 spell that you can upcast for really insane damage. The Bone Shield, so as a bonus action you create a shield of rotating bones, reduce incoming bludgeoning, piercing and slashing damage by your proficiency bonus. The Anti-Magic Armor, so you create a shell around yourself, giving you advantage on saving throws against spells. And Ghastly Flight, essentially you throw this out in a direction, and undead targets receive disadvantage on attack rolls. Death Knight level 3 gives you your specialization, and like I said, for this we're going with the Unholy. So Death Knights with the power of Unholy use the power of the underworld to inflict terrible diseases on their opponents, and they have no equal in the ability to command the undead. This will give you Ulcer Strike. A disgusting poison begins to release from your weapon. This will deal an additional 1d4 necrotic damage, make your target rot, meaning they take damage at the start of each turn. We gain the Armour of Death, and this is the Armour of Agathis, but necrotic damage instead. Hex, so we can deal additional damage. And Toll the Dead as a cantrip. You point to one creature that you can see within distance, and the air around is momentarily filled with the mournful sound of a bell. If they're hit, they take 1 to 12 necrotic damage. We get one more spell for this one, I would take Dissonant Whispers. Death Knight level 4 gives you your first feat. Now, if you are respecking, then we're going to take Great Weapon Master to get the solid 10 damage for the -5 attack roll. It also means if we score a crit, or kill a creature with our melee weapon attack, we can make another one on our bonus action. If you aren't respecking, you're playing this from the start of the game, and your strength is currently 16, then take the ability to score improvement and bump up to 18. But at the respec, we are going to take Great Weapon Master. For a spell here, I would take Bane. Death Knight level 5 brings a Death Channel Charge and extra attack. So if we make an attack with our weapon, we can follow up with an extra one. We also gain some spells such as Epidemic. Create a Plague Epidemic in everyone around. So this will do 3d8 necrotic damage, and if they make their save, they still take half damage. We gain Darkness, Grip of Death if we choose to take it, and lots of good spells here. So let's go over them, and for this one we are going to take Asphyxia as our first spell here. Really good for dealing 2 to 12 necrotic damage. Also, creatures will gain a -2 penalty to armor class, and attack rolls will have a -1d4. Pretty OP. Death Knight level 6 brings the Aura of Futility. This will just give enemies nearby a -3 penalty on their saving throws. We gain one more spell for this one. I would choose the Grip of Death. Really nice way to pull creatures towards you. Death Knight level 7 will bring you Dark Power. Spells you cast and attacks you make ignore resistance to necrotic damage. In addition, your resistance to necrotic damage become immune. We gain one more spell, and for this one I would personally take the Ray of Enfeeblement. Death Knight level 8 brings you your next feat. Now, if your strength is 18 because you're not respeccing yet, take it to 20. If you are respeccing, we're going to come all the way to the bottom and take Savage Attacker, so we roll our melee weapon damage twice and use the highest result. We also gain one more spell at this point, and for this one I would personally take the Crown of Madness. Death Knight level 9 brings 3rd level spell slots as well as more Death Channel charges. We also gain the Scythe of Darkness. So Hooded Feeder with a massive scythe appears on your shoulder, strikes at the creature with smooth confidence. If after that creature has 15 hit points or fewer, it dies instantly. As well as Rapid Decomposition, specific target begins to decompose. This is 2 to 24 necrotic damage at the start of each turn. Crazy. We gain another spell at this point, and for this one I would personally take Animate Dead. And then we get to pair our Decompose with Aura of Decay. Nearby enemies take 4 to 9 necrotic damage per turn, and this is at the start of our turn. So you can cause 3 damage at the start of your turn and the start of their turn. Crazy. We gain one more spell, and for this one I would personally, as I picked the wrong thing, Death Knight level 11 brings Disgusting Ghoul. Summon Disgusting Ghoul that can paralyze enemies with its ghoulish touch, and this is a permanent ability. We gain one more spell, and for this one I would come in here and take Speak with Dead. And the final level, Death Knight level 12, gives you your final feat. Now, if you're not quite respeccing it because you don't have the gloves, then take Great Weapon Master. Because we are in the midst of our respec, we're going to take Alert, gain a +5 bonus to our initiative, and ensure we can't be surprised. And then we gain one more spell at this point, so let's take Stinking Cloud. Okay, let's go over our items, and we start with the Helldusk Helmet. We can see in Magical and Ordinary Darkness up to 12 meters and cannot be blinded. We have +2 bonus to our saving throws against spells, and we cannot be critically hit. Thematically, we're going to take the Flesh Melter Cloak because we are going to be within melee range. Whenever we take melee damage, the attacker will take 1 to 4 acid damage. The Disintegrating Nightwalkers to give us Misty Step. This also means we cannot be enwebbed, entangled, or ensnared, or slip on ice or grease. The Helldusk Armor. So, when you succeed a saving throw, the caster will receive burning for 3 turns. We gain resistance to fire damage and cannot be burned, and we take 3 less damage from all sources, as well as have the ability to fly. For gloves, like I said, we're going to take the Gauntlets of Hill Giant Strength, sets our strength to 23, hence the respec. The Ring of Regeneration to help us tank and just heal up our health pool while we're obviously in melee. The Caustic Band, as I think thematically this just fits and it gives us a solid 2 acid damage. The Surge and Subjugation Amulet, so once post long rest, when scoring a critical hit on a humanoid, we can paralyze them for 2 turns. And then finally, my favourite 2-handed weapon in the game, the Sword of Chaos. This also has Necrotic on it, so it will ignore resistance, and when we hit, it will heal us up for 1 to 6 hit points, helping us be that melee damage dealer. So that is the build, let's go check it out. Okay, we started combat, and as you can see we are top of the turn order alongside our rogue. So let's get this going. We'll come in here. First thing we are going to do is we're going to trigger our Aura of Decay. And there you go, you see we only hit it on the 1, but if we move slightly this way, there you go, we will take that, but that's fine. Now, from here we have so many good options. The first thing we can do is Hex. So let's throw Hex and we'll do a strength 1 on Skeeve. And here you go. Now this means we can swing with our weapon and do additional damage. Just like that. And it instantly wiped our enemy. And unlike the Blood Frost Knight, because it is Hex, we can move it for free, like a normal Hex would. As you see, they took acid damage for hitting us. And let's get that Aura of Decay going. Now unfortunately they did save, but that's okay. Now we have so many good options we can do here. So let's start with a Rapid Decomposition. And we'll throw it on this enemy here. There you go, now they are going to take their damage for 10 turns. And what this means is that we still have our bonus action available. So we could do things like our Bone Shield, for example. And let's get this going and reduce our damage to really tank up here. And you see they took 16 damage, which is crazy. You see they're taking acid damage for every hit, and because the rapid decomposition isn't concentration, it just lasts for 10 turns. You'll see they took damage there, and once again we can just keep throwing this around while we have the level 3 spell slots. So this time we can throw it on the enemy here. Now they're going to take 10 turns of it, and we can just follow up with a pommel strike, for example, on our barbarian friend here. You see another 5 damage there. It's just such an easy way of passing around some pretty high damage if the rolls come in, such as an 18. You see more acid damage coming in there. And you see there's continuously taking damage from our aura, and what's really cool, that means we can now just keep swinging here, try and wipe them out, and if we need a little bit of extra damage, we can do Face of Fear and throw a projectile at them. Just like that. And then we can set ourselves up for the next round, if the enemy wasn't in the way. And there you go, there's those big rolls coming in, 16. And it was a really nice way of also breaking the concentration on Ensnaring Strike. And a 5 damage there, so you can just spread around this necrotic damage so easily, as long as you've got your level 3 spell slots. Okay, what we'll do is we'll bonus action, I guess. And we'll come up top. There we go. Now we know that they are a rogue, so they're very tricky. So maybe we can land another rapid decomposition on them. And there you go. Now they're also going to take 3 damage because they've got so many things like uncanny dodge and stuff. It's a nice way of ensuring that they take their damage each turn. Just like that. And you see the damage is just piling up now. The enemy shooting us is already at half health, and we've not even attacked them properly. And then it's a case of just doing our melee capabilities and trying to hit the enemy. And you see we got the Aura of Decay on the one down the bottom and here as well. And we still have bonus action, so if we wanted to, we could benefit from a lot of things like our strength and try and shove the enemy off, and in this case it's actually worked. So there you go, nice little way of just doing that as well. And then we can set ourselves up for next turn by coming down here and spreading the aura to the other enemy as well. Just like that, and they took another 9. And as you can see, they are very slowly dwindling down their health pool. A big 12 damage there. And now it's time to finish the fight. And we're going to do it very simply by just swinging our weapon. Now unfortunately we can't quite see this enemy here, which is a shame. So we'll come down here.
I'll catch a break.
And we'll throw our Face of Death at this enemy here. And there you go, and now we know it's just our spellcaster left, wherever he should be. Now let's get our disgusting ghoul going as well. We'll throw this here. And let's just end our turn, because I want to see the ghoul in action. Of course the enemy goes invisible just as I want to show it off. Now you see the ghoul has 120 hit points, which is incredible. But it only has a claw attack, but this can paralyze. And let's get some attacks going. There you go. So this thing is really powerful as a summon. And combined with Animate Dead, if we had our spell slot available, we could animate more. What we can do, however, is replenish spell slots using our Death Channel charge. So let's get back a 3rd level spell slot. Just like that. And what we can do is we can come in here, Animate Dead, let's get a zombie. And there you go, now we have more companions on the battlefield. So that is the gist of the Unholy Death Knight. It's very different to the other two, but just as fun, probably just as broken too. So really hope you've enjoyed this. If you have, let me know in the comments below and let me know what you changed, new items, spells, all that fun stuff. If you're not ready, please like and subscribe to the channel, it helps me tremendously, and I've got more guides to things like Baldur's Gate, Oblivion, Dragon Age, Path of Exile, all the amazing RPGs you could ever need. And hopefully, I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys.